Every artist has a process. Every creator has a method. Every masterpiece follows a way. God is no different. When we look at creation, we often admire what God made. The beauty of the skies, the detail of nature, the complexity of life. But beyond the beauty is something deeper. There is order, there is intention, there is process. God does not create randomly. He creates with wisdom. And when we study how God creates, we begin to understand how He desires us to create. And that is why today's episode is called The Ways of God in Art, Part 1. God begins with the end in man. Isaiah chapter 46 verse 10 says, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Before God starts, He already knows the outcome. Creation is never guesswork for God. It is intentional design. This teaches creatives an important principle. Vision comes before execution. God sees the finished work before He begins the process. 2. God creates in order and sequence. Genesis 1 verse 3 to 5 says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Creation followed a clear order. God did not rush. He did not skip steps. Order is a divine creative principle. True creativity thrives in structure, not chaos. 3. God separates before He beautifies. Genesis 1 verse 4 says, and God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. Before beauty, there is separation. God defines things before decorating them. Light had to be distinct from darkness before purpose could be fulfilled. For creatives, clarity is powerful. When you separate ideas, intentions, and direction, beauty emerges. 4. God builds in stages. Genesis 1 verse 11 to 12 says, and God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after all kind. And the earth brought forth grass, and God saw that it was good. God works in phases. Seed first, growth later, fruit after time. This teaches patience. Creativity is a process. not an instant result. Growth takes time, and God honors stages. 5. God evaluates his work. Genesis 1 verse 31 says, "And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good." God reviews his creation. He pauses, he reflects, he evaluates. This teaches excellence. God does not push past quality. Creatives must learn when to stop, review, and refine. 6. God rested after creating. Genesis 2 verse 2 to 3 says, "And on the seventh day, God ended his work, which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it." Rest is part of God's creative system. Burnout is not holy. Rest restores vision, strength, and creativity. Even God paused, not because he was tired, but because rest is sacred. Seven, God reveals his will. Psalm 103 verse 7 says, "He made known his ways unto Moses, his acts unto the children of Israel." God wants his ways to be known. Many see the results of creativity. Few study the process. When creatives understand God's method, our work gains depth, purpose, and wisdom. God's creativity is intentional. God's creativity is ordered. God's creativity follows a way. And we will learn the ways of God in arts. We don't just create better, we create with meaning. This is only part 1. Thank you for listening to the Ways of God in Arts. Until next time, keep creating. And most especially, keep creating with God.